Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Toastmaster Deepak and I will be the sergeant at arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the 418th meeting of Agnel Toastmasters Club. Before we start the meeting, I would like to mention few ground rules we follow in our Toastmasters meeting. Please turn off your mobile phones or switch them off to silent mode to avoid disruptions. You have 10 seconds to do so. If you have arrived late, kindly wait for the current speaker to finish or wait until you hear applause. Please refrain crosstalks while speaker is addressing to the audience as it disturbs the speaker. Drinking water facilities and washrooms are available to the left side for women and at the right side to the men. Feel free to use this amenity during the break. Please stand up for the club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You may sit down. With this, I announce the meeting. Attendance. Okay. I request everyone to scan this QR code to mark your attendance. Let's go digital. With this, I announce this meeting as open and hand over the stage to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Ruchi.
Please tell us your name, your was a big thing. So thank you to all of you. There's some huge round of applause for everyone. So here's the key takeaway. Whenever success puts you on cloud 9, gratitude helps us to success we put us on cloud 9.
He's into marathon training and trail hikes. Welcome Toastmaster Manoj Gade.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Manoj Gade, and I will be serving this session as a timer of the day. As a timer, my duty is to time the prepared speeches, table topics, and we don't have table topics today, and the general evaluations. For prepared speeches, the time allotted varies as per the project and will be stated by the evaluator. For instance, for an icebreaker session, the time allocated is 4 to 6 minutes. For table topics, the time is 1 to 2 minutes, but then we don't have table topics today. For evaluation, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. Speakers must meet the specified time limit to qualify for the awards at the end of the meeting. I will display the green card at the minimum qualifying time, yellow at the midpoint of the qualifying time range, and red card at the maximum qualifying time till the end of the speech. For prepared speeches and evaluation, the speaker has 30 seconds grace before the minimum qualifying time and after the minimum qualifying time. All speakers who continue to speak beyond the 30 seconds grace will not qualify for the vote. I will report the time taken by the speakers when called upon. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Our next role player is our counter. Our today's our counter is a former banker and now a businesswoman in logistics sector. She believes that growth comes from embracing new opportunities and stepping beyond the comfort zone. Welcome to Toastmaster Anjali.
There's a funny saying, a human brain works the moment you are born, and it never stops until you start public speaking. Now, whether we are speaking in public or in day-to-day conversation, we all have certain words that we use often and that becomes a part of our speaking personality. I remember I used the word actually so often that my colleagues, my friends, even my parents started to point it out. That's when I realized and I was aware that we have to pay attention to the words that we speak and we have to improve upon it. That's where this aha counter comes into place. So I'm Anjali and I'm today the aha counter for this session. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of aha counter is to note word sounds that are used as a crutch or pause fillers by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for the overused words including and, well, but, so, you know. I will also listen to filler sounds including her. I will also note speaker who repeats the words or phrases such as I, this means, etc. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you all.
So we have a next role player, Gramedia. For that, I am inviting a Toastmaster who is automation engineer, where attention to detail is part of everyday's work. Beyond technology, he is passionate about public speaking, storytelling, and personal growth. He also enjoys playing table tennis and swimming. And whenever I see him, I remember one sentence. Anyone? Crime master.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any improper language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce word of the day and the phrase of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is calibrate, which means to adjust or fine-tune something for accuracy. For example, after receiving constructive feedback, I calibrated my speech delivery to make it more engaging. Phrase of the day is reinvent the wheel. That means to waste the time trying to create something that is already invented or already created. For example, there is no need to reinvent the wheel when a proven framework already exists. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day and the phrase of the day. When speaker uses the word of the day and the phrase of the day, members are requested to show thumbs up sign to encourage other speakers to use the same. I will give the grammarian report when the call upon during the meeting. Thank you, Toastmasters, for the day.
Our next role is the role of Quizmaster. For Quizmaster's role, I am inviting a Toastmaster who is an engineer by chance, designer by choice, someone who is passionate about creating meaningful user experience. He is also a fitness enthusiast. Toastmaster Ikram Alam.
Oh, are you ready for it? Good evening, everyone.
Shake hands.
Sorry. I got camera. Yeah.
This is yours.
Good evening, everyone. I will be the quiz master for the day, and my primary role would be listening to each and every speeches and try to form 5 to 6 questions. And after that, there is your role, where you also have to listen to each and every question, meaning each and every speeches very, very carefully for 2 reasons. One, that will improve your the listening skills, and the other one is to get this yoga bars. So be very attentive when you are listening to these speeches. Thank you so much.
So apart from the role players, we have a different kind of a small portion in this meeting, which is the Toastmasters magazine talk. So we have some international magazines from where we get some exciting content, and for this content, we have one Toastmaster who will be sharing his thought process and his learnings. So I am inviting the Toastmaster who is part engineer, part project manager, and full-time curious mind. Because of his work, he travels across cities, factories, floors, and when he is not on official travels, he still travels either on foot, bike, or car. Today, he will give an insight on the topic Master Your Fear of Failure. I am inviting Toastmaster Krishna.
Just help me understand, how many of you have maybe not applied for a specific job, or you have not tried to do something different just because of some fear of failure? Many of them, right? And fear of failure is not something very uncommon. I think most of the people have the fear of failure. So what happens is often fear keeps us safe sometimes, but most often fear holds us back and it doesn't let us grow. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I am here to talk about the table, about the magazine, article in the magazine, the name of which is Master Your Fear of Failure by Katie Stedard. So the author says there are simple 3 ways to overcome the fear of failure. The first one being the rejection dysphoria. So what is dysphoria? Dysphoria is deep feeling of discomfort. That is, rejection dysphoria can be whenever you are having a small setback, like somebody is giving you a small feedback or some comments or some kind of a poor dealing. you get disturbed so much that you are not able to come back to the regular zone and get going with the life. And to overcome this kind of thing, there are three ways to overcome this particular thing of rejection dysphoria. The first one is naming it. So whenever you are going through this kind of when you are feeling low or you are going to this kind of failure, you can just calm yourself and tell that this is just rejection dysphoria, nothing else. Okay? So this calms your mind. The second thing is calm your body. Just whenever you are into this situation, just take deep breath and this calms your body, and then eventually it calms your brain. And the third thing is that ask better questions to yourself. Instead of asking what wrong did I do, just try to look at how can you improve the next time so that you don't end up into this situation. So the second concept is dichotomy thinking. That is, whenever you are assessing an outcome or whenever you are assessing an activity, just don't assess it like whether it was a failure or whether it is a success, right? Instead, just try to look at that, try to rate that outcome into experience of 0 to 10, wherein some of the activities might have gone better in that particular aspect, some might have gone bad. So whatever activities have gone bad, you can just look at thinking that what can you do differently so that you can improve upon that. And the activities whichever have gone well, of course they have gone well, right? You don't have to worry about that particular. So now that we know these two concepts, the third thing is about how do we bounce back, right? So whenever we are into this kind of situation, we know what has happened to us. So how do we bounce back and how do we overcome this fear of failure, right? First thing is you try often or you try again and again, so that whenever you are going through a lot of failures, the chances are that you come back more easily and more stronger, right? The second thing is fail fast. That is, you execute the thing so fast that even if you are failing in between, you have enough time to calibrate or come back to the outcome whatever you had decided for, right? So I just want to leave you with one specific sentence, that confidence is not about the absence of fear. Confidence is a feeling wherein there is a fear, but despite of fear, you know that you are able to overcome that and you will be able to go through that, right? So with this, just I'm giving you a food for thought that next time whenever your life throws some situations at you, just keep these three things in mind and bounce back and come back more stronger and resilient. Thank you.
So now we will start our first segment of prepared speeches. For this segment, first I would like to invite the evaluator of first speech. The evaluator of first speech is HR professional from last 15 years. She is a member of Toastmasters from last 5 years, where she has served as VP membership, VP education and vice president. She has also served as area director. Her passion includes reading, traveling and enjoying her large circle of friends. Please welcome Toastmaster Navi.
Please raise your hand. That's great. All you can see me after the meeting. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I am Satish Khara. I am coming from a small village near Lagu. I studied in a Jilla Panchayat school which was inside the temple with one classroom, 5 different classes from senior KG to 4th standard and only one teacher. After initial schooling at Lagu, I moved to Aurangabad for my engineering degree. I did my engineering in electronics and telecommunications from Government College of Engineering, Aurangabad. Later, I moved to Mumbai with 750 rupees in my pocket, one bag and heart full of ambitions and dreams. For initial few days, my Mumbai address was platform number 1, Bandra railway station. Subsequently, I got an offer from laser technology company as a sales and service engineer. Company kept transferring me between Mumbai to Surat, Surat to Vadodara, Vadodara to Ahmedabad and back to Mumbai. After 1 year of grinding experience, I decided to quit the job. Started my first business, obviously because of great experience of 1 year, it was going to fail. Failed because of poor planning. Second business was again fruitless, reason was wrong product selection. Third and fourth businesses were again unsuccessful. Reason was I didn't do proper market research, product pricing was not correct, and fourth business again, third and fourth business again failed. I did calibrated myself. I did proper homework like product pricing, product costing, market research and everything. Because of all that groundwork, we got a very good success with respect to getting a client's order. We got orders from MTNL, BSNL, Board of Technical Examinations and so on. I was very happy for 1 year. But that happiness was there only for 1 year. After that, clients started paying late. We could not able to pay the salaries of employees. We could not able to pay suppliers money. And after 2 years, my 5th business again collapsed. I was completely heartbroken and devastated. My mind started screaming at me, stop it, give up and run away. But my heart whispered, try one more time. Thankfully, I listened to my heart and decided to continue my next chapter. After 2 days, I met a person who was working with multinational company as a human resource manager. Frankly speaking, at that point in time, I was not aware of what exactly HR does in the company. He was struggling to recruit 10 electronics engineers, and I could able to find 10 electronics engineers within a span of 15 days without any expectations. Surprisingly, he handed over a check of rupees 1,20,000 rupees to me, and that one check transformed my destiny. Instead of reinventing the wheel, I thought let's continue in the same business. And since last 25 years, I am into the business of recruitment and executive search. In 2014, I have started my second successful company, which is into software, product and services. In my 2 companies, more than 80 individuals are working right now. Business taught me 3 priceless lessons. First is patience, second is planning, third one is perseverance. And one life lesson. बड़ी सफलता का रास्ता बड़े ही असफलता से होकर जाता है. The road of great success passes through great failure. I am here at Toastmasters to learn 3 skills. First is confidence, second is communication, third is clarity. I do have 2 goals in my life. and businesses globally. Second is very close to my heart. Go back to my roots and generate employment opportunity in the rural area. Fellow Toastmasters, my mind was counting the risk. My heart saw the possibilities. I am standing here today because I heard the whisper of my heart. Try one more time. Thank you. Over to you.
ask you to picture a leader right now, who will you see? Will you see the loudest voice in the boardroom? Or the person with a mic in his hand? Or the boss with the name etched on the biggest door? I used to see that. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. For a long time, I thought leadership or leader means just taking the charge and giving orders. But when I took this leadership assessment of Toastmasters Pathway, I realized there are 8 distinct leadership styles. As I went through the assessment results, something fascinating happened. Faces began to appear in front of me when I went through the abstract concepts and textbook definitions of leadership styles. This assessment taught me not only about the leadership, but the real world people who taught me how to lead. The first face that came in front of me was that of my mother's, perfectly personifying affiliated leadership. 17 years back, when I started my clinic, I was drowning in stress, burdened with loans, and doubting every decision I took. My mother didn't know any technicalities of dentistry, but she understood my status. She didn't ask me about my EMIs or didn't know anything about the patient numbers. When I returned home at night, she simply hugged me and said, "Beta, eat first, sleep well, we all are with you." She weighed my results. She weighed my well-being above my results. I felt deeply supported. That emotional safety net gave me the courage to keep going on and reach to where I am today. That is the power of affiliated leader. But every challenge doesn't need a hug. Sometimes crisis needs conversation. And that is the time, the next phase that came in my mind was that of IDA President Dr. Patil, a masterclass in democratic leadership. During the onset of COVID-19 in March 2020, panic was everywhere. Should we shut down the clinics or should we keep the clinics open? Mr. Patil had the power to take the solo executive decision. But he didn't. Instead, he called a massive Zoom meeting with over 400 dentists all over Navi, Mumbai. Every single person or opinion was heard, weighed, and appreciated, leading to a conclusion that we will shut down the clinics until the scenario about precautions to be taken are clear. This taught me a vital lesson. Democracy can be slow to decide, but because every single person is heard and valued, it is incredibly fast to execute. Now I saw the face of heart. I saw the face of team. But the biggest difficult phase to recognize was my own. The assessment leadership labeled me as an authoritative and pace-setting leader. Someone who gives orders, takes charge, and demands fast results. That's been my world in my dental clinic for the past 2 decades. Now, dentistry is a microsurgery. A millimeter change and the whole treatment plan or the whole treatment changes. My team relies on my direct, sharp orders to calibrate every procedure and keep the patient safe. But this assessment also taught me my blind spot. I was carrying this rigid clinic style to the outside world. I learned this the hard way when I took the role of secretary of IDN Mumbai, hosting the Women's Day Walkathon in this year March. If I had moved to those committee meetings giving direct orders as I do in my clinic, the event would have collapsed. Volunteers, unlike my patients, cannot be anesthetized and made them to comply. So to succeed, I didn't have to reinvent the wheel, but just learn from the leaders I had seen before me. I had to step back as the pace setter and the authoritative leader and channel myself towards a democratic leader, letting the volunteers own the route, decide everything about the walkathon through votes. I channeled myself into my mother, into affiliative leadership, and I wrote thank you messages each and every volunteer so that they felt appreciated for the time they are devoting for this thankless job. So fellow Toastmasters, the next time you face a challenge, ask yourself, will you be the leader you are comfortable being, or will you be the leader your team needs to be? As a dental surgeon, in my laboratory, there is no room for error. But as a leader, I have learned there is no room for only one style. Over to you, Toastmasters.
1 minute silence for the feedback. TV was lying on the sofa. The picture tube was open. It was completely dismantled. It was glowing because the picture tube was open, so it was glowing. The complete room was glowing. Wires were hanging, everything. It was looking like a final year engineering project. My husband even did not look towards me. He said, "I'm busy. You don't come near me." I said, "Okay." And then I left the room. After probably 5 or 10 minutes, my daughter came to me, very silently, almost on the whispering. She said, "Mom, keep your phone down." I was doing something on my phone. "Mama, keep your phone down." I said, "Yeah, what happened?" "TV is broken." I almost shouted, "Yeah." Papa is very frustrated, in a totally depressed mood. "Now you please don't do anything. Go and sit next to him." Okay? I felt get of course on my TV, but I was somewhere back of the mind happy also. Sometimes it had to happen and TV was already very old. So inside there was a wife who wanted to grab this opportunity, but at the same time I'm a human being too. So I went to my husband, sit next to him. I don't know anything, so I went to him. I said, "Oh yeah, what happened all that?" He was very depressed. He said, "I repaired everything. Everything was done. As the moment I was trying to mount it, it slipped from my hand." I said, "Okay, no issue. Whatever happened. Now next time we should, whenever this kind of situation comes, we should invite some engineer." He looked towards me. I said, "No, I'm saying you are also an engineer, but we should ask the right person who is doing the same kind of, who can do the same kind of job. Even if this was some different kind of situation, definitely there would be some argument, but this situation was completely different." He just nodded. He said, "Okay." And from that time onwards, whenever something needs some kind of repair, I never look towards my promising husband. I immediately call the engineer, whosoever it was, perfect for that kind of job. And there was a mutual settlement between me and my husband that now no discussion is required now. Everything is okay. And he was also relaxed. I was also relieved. Ultimately, our team job was